TNV E77.
Episode 77.
We got a lot of shit to talk about this week, man. Prolific Records.
Do you agree with the game meaning of that?
I guess we'll find out. Gucci Man, Breakfast Club, Yee, Charlamagne, Envy. Should Gucci or should Charlamagne have done the interview?
Find out.
Find out, definitely. That's something that we're going to have a discussion about today.
Suge Knight signing his life rights to Ray J.
Is it time to put respect on Ray J's name?
Find out.
God damn it, man. We talk about Toronto slang. That's definitely something that we want to make sure we mention to the folks.
Talking about bear slangs.
That's a good one. We got a few shout-outs in order as usual. Michael Jordan, Issa Rae, Drake, Just Cuz.
Happy birthday.
And as usual, we get into that new music. And we end off with talking about what's in our rotation. Then we get into these random thoughts. True.
Don't miss that.
North. Views. E77. Let's go. I'm ready to go, though.
You're wrong. I'm Gucci. Yeah.
Awesome. So, in that case, drum roll in my head. Welcome
Hello,
to another episode of the True North Views Podcast.
Timmy for short.
Episode 77. 7 plus 7. Hold up. We ain't even going to do that because that's checkers. You know what I mean?
Checkers,
7
not
squared
chess.
is 49. 4 plus 9
Okay.
is 13.
Yes, it is.
3 plus 1
Okay.
is 4.
Oh, tell me more.
The root of 4 is 2.
Jeez.
And all that really matters is the two of us on this podcast right now,
my God,
spitting that hot fire, dial on flame. You already know what it is.
Back full circle.
It always comes back full circle. Let's give us an air horn for that one. Definitely. But who are we? We are your go-to podcast to start your week. Your favorite podcast, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Some will even call us Toronto's unofficial podcast.
Do you want to know why?
Please.
Because we're the kings of dope criticism. The Pharaohs of Prolific Opinion. The Emperors of Elevated Thought.
Wow, how convenient is fucking that?
It's your boy Harris here.
And you know me, I'm the Skirt Master, Mr. Triple Double No Assist, NBA Champion. And I'm still stealing 64 mil from the TTC. You can call me JustShola.
Man is mad out of breath. But listen, man, as usual, we're going to give the people our views.
Yes, sir.
We're going to give the people our views from the perspective of a couple of first-generation Canadians, a couple of first-generation Torontonians on top of that. And we want to be talking about what's really buzzing, what people are talking about, and most importantly, what people are not talking enough about. Now, as usual, before we get the show started, let's get these plugs out the way. Ran off on a plug once. You already know what it is. You can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube. That is at True North Views. You can follow us on Facebook at True North Views Podcast. And you can make sure you visit our website, very important, www.truenorthviews.ca.
Go there.
.ca because we are Canadian, .ca because it is allegedly cheaper, although it's not.
Allegedly.
Now, on our website, what you will find, of course, is our link to our merchandise. We got some new threads on the way. We're just going to leave it at that. You're definitely right. But, in terms of our socials, what you will find on our Twitter, at the very least, a whole bunch of random tweeting, a whole bunch of random liking, a bunch of random retweeting, topic of the day, hashtag of the day, sending memes, GIFs, whatever it may be. Just know, not OOTD. For the longest time, I didn't know what that meant. But just know, typically, when you've heard a tweeting spree from the True North Views podcast account, it typically happened while I'm
back home smoking legal.
Meditation is very important. It teaches you two keys to life: awareness and acceptance. And, it's that active awareness and that active acceptance of my awareness
Jeez. Full circle.
That's
Everything comes full circle.
listen, everything comes full circle. It allows me to get those Twitter fingers off.
The trigger finger, Twitter finger, trigger. You know what? Just...
Shit happens.
Exactly.
Shit happens. I think that's it for the plug, though, if I'm not mistaken.
I got something to say.
Oh, please go ahead.
Thank you to everyone that is listening to us right now.
Okay.
Thank you to everyone that will listen to us in the future.
Okay.
And thank you to everyone that has listened to us in the past.
Fucked it up, but
So we're here this live.
at the end of the day, somehow, some way, it still comes full circle. Now that might be the name of the episode. I'm not gonna lie to you. That one's sticking a little bit. Now, also before we get the show started, with the music potpourri, do want to ask, sir, how was your week? What'd you get up to? What's new?
I went to Buffalo.
Oh
on
shit!
Monday.
Hold up. For what? Why? Why? When?
Yeah, just to see what they have.
Okay.
Then we go to Walmart, hit up the that's the real shit. Walmart, hit up the McDonald's. Yeah, they got spicy tenders.
McDonald's got spicy tenders in the
pretty
States?
Nice still. I actually had a few.
Damn.
It was pretty good, but yeah, that's honestly it. Then
Was it 20 nuggets for $5?
No, it's not like 20 for like 15 or something.
Whoa.
Oh no, not 15. I lied. It's like $8.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
It's still something. It's still better than 20 for like.
That's still better than in Canada. It's what, a 6-piece nugget meal is like $8? That's not right, man.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
It was whatever. Nothing special. I watched the Joker.
Okay.
That was good. I like that.
Was it worth the hype? Let's call it that.
Yes and no. Like it was a good movie, but it was overhyped. But it wasn't. But don't let me think it's overhyped for you from saying it's not.
It's still a good movie.
Yes.
Both statements can be true.
Like you needed to see it on the first day it came out. Like you can see it tomorrow and you're still like it was still very good.
You know, that's one that I still want to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You like it. It's all about mental health, to be honest. That's what the movie, without spoiling it for you.
No, I've heard that as a common theme as well.
Pretty much
So
the theme of it. Just
okay.
yeah,
I might check that one out.
How was your week?
My week was all right, man. I saw yesterday actually. I saw the Extra Gravy, or I guess what the time of this was recorded on Saturday. I saw the Extra Gravy comedy show.
Okay.
That was super dope. Shout out to them, Marlon, Big Norm. Yeah, so they did it at there's a venue called the Assembly Chefs Hall. I realized that I've been there before for a networking event. So I was like, okay, so I'm a little familiar with the venue already. Didn't really know they had a kind of stand for entertainment. But I thought it was pretty dope. So what it is, it's kind of a common space in terms of having a whole bunch of tables, chairs, etc. And there's multiple different food vendors. It's almost like you're walking through like a market in a sense, right? So you have your, barbecue, your chicken sandwiches, your, Asian food of whatever variety. And you just kind of choose which thing you want.
Free?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Like, wait,
They're vendors, like they're actually not
so
vendors,
it's not
but
like you pay to enter and then everything's free. Like you pay at each vendor.
yeah, you. So the good thing is that it was a $10 ticket. Now I don't know if this is something that they plan on doing at all times, so don't take my word for it. But at least what this show was, it was a $10 ticket, and it came with a $10 voucher for food.
Okay, that's all.
So it was like, yo, hold up, you're paying me to be here.
I get it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like obviously I'm fucking around, but no, it was real good. The vendors were good. The venue itself was good. Marlon did his thing. Norm did his thing. They were acting as kind of hosts, still in that host type of role. They brought a few comedians on the stage. Apologies that I don't remember the names. But there were a lot of dope comedians, man. A lot of talent in this city for sure. Had the opportunity to just tell Marlon, like, I'm liking what you guys are doing. I'm following the movement. Shout out to Extra Gravy for sure. I really like what they're doing in the comedic scene and the entertainment scene in general. Didn't really get a chance to kind of say the same thing to Norm. He was, kind of getting the show set up, so didn't really want to distract him. But that was good. That was fun. That was fun. I'm definitely gonna, and that's a monthly show.
It's a monthly thing.
So I can see myself going. I think it's every last Saturday of the month.
So November 30th will be the next one.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty dope. It's a cheap night out. Get entertained. I saw someone tweet. Marlon had retweeted it. It was like, and we'll get to Toronto slang later on. But it's like, are you dumb, dog? Cheap ticket, food, entertainment. You're already downtown, so you don't have to find out movement. Exactly. Are you dumb, dog? Like, why wouldn't you do it? You know what I'm saying? So, I can definitely see that applying. But again, shout out to Marlon, shout out to Big Norm, shout out to Extra Gravy, and again, just shout out to that whole movement. Let's get the show started.
Let's get weeped up.
Ooh, almost went there. Almost went there.
Let's live all the way.
Retorts. Let's retort there.
Yeah,
Music potpourri. Music potpourri, of course, is that segment we talk about all things hip hop and hip hop news. We typically would get into a keep it or leak it, but our only keep it or leak it ended up leaking.
Actually, I think I would keep it or leak it.
Okay, maybe we might get into that. After that, we get into some shout outs. We then talk about what new music has come out for the week, and then go a little bit more into depth with what we actually listened to for the week. So shall we get this music potpourri started?
Let's get started.
Let's get it started. No puns. All right.
We almost last for the first time.
Where do you want to start with music potpourri? Prolific Records?
Yes.
Prolific Records?
The game is launching his own record label called Prolific Records. People are up in arms. Because...
Up in arms? Were you reading an article?
Yeah, I don't know where I came up with that word or that sentence, how it came to me, but people are mad because it's, well, Nipsey Hussle is known for his prolific tattoo, which he has kind of hinted that that's where the name came from.
Right.
My question to you is it too soon?
I actually don't think it's a question of too soon. I think you still have to first ask the question, do you feel like this is copying? Do you feel like this is paying homage? Do you feel like Game is being corny? Or do you feel like he's mourning the loss of his brother? Because they had a relationship.
Yeah, that is why everyone listened. They were close. Like, they weren't just like...
They had a very close relationship. This is not like, me naming something prolific. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know Nipsey like that. But Game had a real relationship with him, right?
I merch too. Now he has merch with this Prolific Records.
And that's where it's, I would want to know the details.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to know the details. Let's say, for example, not to say the family needs support, but let's say he says, yo,
XY percentage is going.
Exactly. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Game had already addressed it in a caption that he did. And he was like, yo, you guys are stupid. Like, this is my brother. Like, what's wrong with you guys? I already talked to the family. I already talked to the brother that okayed everything prior to launching anything or prior to announcing anything. I don't know if he mentioned anything regarding percentages or anything along those lines, revenue, profit, etc. Exactly. They'll definitely keep that stuff away. But, if the family gives the okay, how can I not be okay with it?
Yeah, he pretty much said, he says he's not trying to even, he's just trying to keep his name going. That's what the game said.
Exactly.
He's not trying to, make a bar. He's like, I've been rapping for this many years. I don't need to now start using Nipsey Hussle's name to make money.
And I get the other side of the coin.
But yeah, exactly.
That says, yo, come on, you're even, straight back in your hair. Like, what are you really doing? Like, you know what I mean? So I get it. I get both sides of it. I personally side more with Game's narrative as opposed to the opposition narrative towards Game. Okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm on your side as well. But if I was the Game, I just wouldn't name it that. But I get his side, and I also get the other people's side.
And I think, I can see Game's frustration as well because, rest in peace Nipsey, when he passed away, it was a lot of, marathon continues, right? Let's keep this going. And when you see someone continue to keep it going,
and then everyone's trying to shut you down,
and now you're trying to be shut down. If it wasn't Game, would we have a problem with this?
Well,
is because Game has a rep?
No matter who it was, there'll be a problem just because it's simply Nipsey.
I don't think so. I think it's Game that I think if Game did it, he would get a bad rep, obviously, like he is. If 50 did it, I think there's a few names that kind of are known for not trolling, but known for being out there, right?
Technically, quote unquote, troll a lot,
or at least they're in the public eye a lot, and people judge, people form judgments upon them. But I don't think this is any ill intent upon Game. Again, he says he spoke to the family. I'm going to take his word for it, just because he did have a relationship with Nipsey. I'm okay with it.
All right, cool.
I'm okay with it.
He's gonna come up again and keep it or leak it, but
okay,
we'll stop there for now.
Shit. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. More to come. More to be revealed. Yeah, let's move on to excuse me. Wow, another rapper from the early 2000s. Gucci Mane. I'm not gonna say man again. It was accident. It was an accident. It was an accident. We've all have heard of this situation at this point. Gucci was doing a one-on-one interview with Charlamagne. Did you watch the interview?
No.
Great interview.
That's what I heard.
I will say, beyond what we're about to talk about, I'm going to preface all of that with saying a fantastic interview. It's one of those rare interviews that you could play back multiple times over again and still get insight, still, like, on the video itself. Now, mind you, the comments are all over the place, but there's a lot of comments that will quote something that Gucci said that you didn't even catch when you listen to it. Right? Like, for example, Charlamagne had asked him, like, you know, all this tragedy is happening to you recently, right? Like, Shawty Lo died not too long ago. Both of his parents died, I think, fairly recently. A few other things, right? And he's like, man, I numb it down. Like, I compartmentalize it, right?
I remember how he said it. He said something like,
and Charlamagne's like, you know, is that right? He's like, I don't know if it's right, but it's practical.
Yeah, that's the line.
You know what I'm saying?
And that line. Like, that's
and
hard.
You hear things like that, and it's like, whoa, this guy's profound. Like, he really has found himself, identified with himself, you know, self-reflected a lot, and he's been through his trials and tribulations. So the interview itself is very beautiful. I definitely would recommend everyone listen to the interview itself. I'm trying to get used to putting things on 1.2 or 1.5 speed.
I'm trying to do that to a podcast.
I have to, man, because there's too many things in my Serato,
so
dog.
Fast. You know, like,
too much shit in my Serato, man.
Me, I've been doing that recently, putting 1.5, even 2 for some stuff.
2 is hectic, though.
2 is like if it's a less.
Chipmunk.
If it's a less, then I do 2. 1.5, I'm just like,
yeah, that's some crazy shit. But obviously, let's talk about the last 5 minutes of the interview, where Gucci had a couple of things to say about Angela Yee, about DJ Envy. Do we really have to run back the situation?
No, I think everyone knows what it is at this point.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're not.
Called Yee a bit, you know, a BSN, and then said and Envy too, and I was like, oh shit, he's talking to Yee then. Whoa. Envy responded.
Long ass Instagram.
Very long Instagram caption. Basically just said, I'm cool. My family's fine. We're eating. I've never been run up on. So whatever. I guess the question that's kind of been floating around, and well, let me ask the question first, and then I'll play Charlamagne's response. Do you feel like Charlamagne crossed any lines? Do you feel like he should have did this interview? What are your thoughts on this entire situation?
No, I think Charlamagne's looking out for his best interest. Now, I don't think him doing the interview is wrong. Just because we work together and someone is your enemy doesn't mean he's my enemy. Doesn't mean I can't make money because, quote unquote, make money. Like, I'm not saying he's directly making money, but
well, he is, because it's on his Instagram
so I'm not
page.
going to lose out on money because you're beefing with someone. I'm sorry, and if your beef comes up, I'm sorry. You're the one beefing, but it's not going to end. Don't affect my bottom line because of your problem. Now, I won't sit down there and make him say stuff about you. I'm like, oh, so what do you think about Yee? Yo, what, you think she's a bitch too? Like, I won't go that far deep, but if he says a few words, who am I to stop him? It's his. And I know I've listened to the podcast, where he explained it, where he just say, like, I'm not going to tell someone not to. And
do you want me to play that part first? Because I had that kind of queued up.
No, one more thing before.
Go ahead.
I agree with him on one thing, and I always tell everyone this. I'm not going to tell someone how to react.
Yes.
And I agree with him with that. If someone says, you know what, I'm going to just walk away. As long as I'm going to come and punch you in the face, you put yourself in that situation.
Especially being, it sounds political. I was going to say public figure. Radio personality. Yeah. Better way to put it. Being a radio personality, being a personality in general, in which, your face is out there, your voice is out there, exactly. You're openly talking about people. What's Angela Yee's segment called? The Rumor Report? Or some shit where it's a whole bunch of shit that might not be true.
It's rumors. Let's talk about rumors.
You know what I'm saying? And she's 23 years old.
I thought she was like 36 or
Yo, fam.
She looked young.
A few people have been asking me, like, what's the point of saying that she's 43?
She looks young though.
That,
she looks
like, I'm
really
like-
good for like even me thinking she's 30 something is like me just knowing because I've seen her on TV for a while.
She gotta grow up a little bit, bro.
Like she moves kind of like a
Whoa.
22-year-old. Sometimes.
Yo, I read that once. I was like, yo,
She moves like a 22-year-old.
what do you mean?
It's not even gonna lie.
Let me play back Charlamagne's response.
From the
It's so stupid.
From Brilliant Idiots. This was a funny ass episode. It featured 85 South, which is
they are so funny.
they're so
I'm
funny.
gonna go listen to their podcast now.
That's DC Young Fly and them.
Chico Bean and
Uh,
Carlos Miller.
Yeah, they're funny as shit. But let me play this here. They should have like some better tracking for this.
Instagram really does, or Spotify needs to better
Okay, I got it, though.
their podcast
They should.
thing.
But here's Charlamagne's response on the Brilliant Idiots. This episode released on October 24th. So it was a couple of days after the dust had settled, after Charlamagne and Yee have done some interviews
Yeah.
subsequently. But here's his response to it.
It's not even that big a deal.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
And I see people, asking why would I do that interview and let him talk about.
Well, let's talk about the last 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
That's what you're bringing in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So now you're referencing it.
Yeah.
The last 5 minutes, he had some choice words for
Envy
Angela
and
Yee
Angela.
and DJ Envy.
Absolutely.
And you got some pushback from people that are like, why would you keep that part of the interview intact?
Yes.
And you're thinking?
Because I'm not into censoring artists, especially when it comes to responses to people in the media. Like if you're a magazine outlet, if you're a radio personality, if you're any type of cultural critic and you say something about an artist, that artist has every right to respond. He has every right to reply, and you cannot control the narrative of said artist. Like, look, I could have edited plenty of things out of Breakfast Club interviews. Those aren't live. I could have edited Beanie Siegel. I could have edited Fredro Starr. I could have edited Birdman. But why would I do such a thing? Like, if I'm on the radio giving out Donkey the Days and giving my cultural critique of people, who am I to tell that person how to respond or how to reply?
And, obviously he continues to go down in that path. You can kind of tell where he's going with that. Now, his explanation, like you said, I very much agree with it. I only beg the question to play devil's advocate. Does that answer not become acceptable when it's with a colleague? And you can say, well, fuck it, it's just a colleague. But maybe there's an assumption of what the relationship is based on how long they've worked together for.
I would think
Based on how they publicly perceive themselves to be. And that's natural. People that work on shows together sometimes want to appear closer than they really are.
They really should. They have natural chemistry.
And there should be, and they should naturally get closer to one another. So, does that play a role in it?
No. Like, I put myself in that situation, and maybe I'm not a girl, and maybe it's different because of the topic.
Okay.
But if you were to go to an interview with someone I didn't like, I would just say, hey, let me know what he said. Like,
right.
I'll call him and say, hey, I did an interview with this person that you don't like. Here's what was said. I'm going to leave it in. Like, are you cool with it?
Right.
Chances are, I would say yes. I'm like, you know what? Like, I said these stuff. Like, it's only fair. Like, Charlamagne said he comes back. And, like, I see no problem with it at the end of the day. That's what, I'm just under the impression of it's an argument. To be an argument. I'm not going to censor one person just because I'm closer to you. But it's really about a stupid topic at the end
it
of
is,
the day.
yes.
Like, are they really arguing about... I said come to my room and you said no. Like, I didn't. They didn't even like. They both acknowledged nothing happened. So why are you arguing? Because she said, you say he said this, and she said I didn't.
She panicked in the moment and was like, it didn't
Come
happen.
on.
And Gucci's like, come on, man.
Yeah, she's 43, man. That's something. Like, if Angela Martinez was in, she might laugh it off.
Were you gonna say Angela Valdez?
I almost said Angela Valdez. I almost said Valdez. Yes.
Come on, Angie.
Like, I can never see Angela Martinez in a.
I was gonna go as Ghost for Halloween.
Yo, that's hard. You know Angela though.
Fuck.
You know, like,
a Latina woman to carry on my side.
Tommy.
Don't kill me. Get a Keisha. But
how about you? Do you think it should be different?
I understand both sides of it. I really like Charlamagne's point where he said, I don't want to silence the artists, right? How many platforms can Gucci go and speak out on and get views in that sense and really get his voice out there and, have an all-encompassing interview, which is what this was. And like Charlamagne said, He didn't bring it up. He didn't say, "Yo, what do you think about it?" And even as Gucci was talking, Charlamagne was doing a lot of, "Oh no, come on, man! I don't think they'd say that. Oh, come on, it won't be nothing. It won't. Come on, it won't be nothing." Like you can hear him downplaying it, and Gucci just kept going. You know what I mean? That long dick, that long, it's deep. How you gonna tell me it's deep? Yo, that shit. You have to watch that interview, man. That shit is so funny. That last 5 minutes is fucking hilarious. But like I said, the entire hour, or at least the first 54 minutes of it, pure gold of an interview. The last 5 minutes is pure entertainment. So really good interview overall. And I think we're both on the same page. I think we're both saying we would be on the side of Charlamagne.
I would be, yeah. I don't think he did anything wrong.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he brings up, like I said, he brings up a good point when it comes to censorship, censoring artists, as well as, taking out audio of what exists after an interview.
Exactly.
He leaves a lot of things in there. He allows himself to be slandered. And he also said those weren't the worst parts. He cut out the really bad parts. Yep. So I'm with it. I'm cool with it. I think it was a really good interview. And you can't take that away. If he was bothered by, or if he was on Ye's side in a sense where it was like, oh no, I'm not interviewing Gucci, man, we wouldn't have that interview.
Exactly. Right, I agree.
That's the way I look at it. Okay, let's move on here. I wanted to move on. I didn't really know how to bring this up. The Suge Knight signing his life rights to Ray J.
This has to be I think this is some deeper,
darker criminal link
than we think. Yes.
Well, let me not say the word criminal, but a deeper, darker. Yeah, I mean,
Surge is probably criminal.
Yeah, I mean, I know Nick Cannon's name was also involved in this, something like the book deal, or I didn't read up the full details of this, but it's something along the lines of Nick Cannon will be responsible for putting the book together of Suge Knight's life. Ray J will be responsible for like the video. I don't know, something.
There has to be
something along those lines, right?
I don't touch Suge. How do you say his name? Suge.
Suge.
I don't trust Suge. Let me put it out. Suge, shout out to you, man. Don't do nothing to me, but
well, your opinions are solely upon yourself. I want to ask the question: are we sleeping on Ray J a little bit? And I saw someone tweet this. It may have been Vince Staples.
Probably.
He said everything in the world that we love centers around Ray J. Ray J broke Kardashian.
He did.
Without breaking Kardashian, there would be this contagion effect of Kylie, Rise and Shine, Billionaire, Chloe Bearman, Lamar, Scott Disick, all them kids,
All of them.
Momager. All of these things Kardashian related. OJ, no, I'm joking. But wouldn't have happened without Ray J. I'm saying a Charlamagne meme, the meme, the Raycon as a brand, the scooters, the e-bikes.
I hit it first.
The fabulous
Sexy
beef that he had.
The fabulous beef. Brandy being Brandy's brother.
Being Brandy's brother.
Sinbad.
Sinbad. Yo, listen. I think it's time we give Ray J his flowers.
He deserves some respect.
I think he deserves to be in the same category as the Nick Cannons of the world.
I ain't even fighting that.
The Dame Dashes of the world.
Up there.
The Rick Rosses of the world. I mean, Hov and Diddy are different.
Yeah.
We're not quite there, but the 50 Cents of the world. Ray J's right there to me.
He's in that tier B.
He's right there to me. Would you ever cop any Raycon stuff though?
No.
Damn.
It looks kind of corny.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit looks hard.
But
That shit looks super hard. I would cop it for sure.
Wait, is it Suge in jail?
Yeah. You can still make deals.
Oh no! I'm still thinking that this is some deeper, darker shit than we like. He's not just signing this shit to Ray J for no reason.
Oh, we're not supposed to know the details.
And he's not just signing this shit to Nick Cannon for no reason. Like, it's Suge. Suge was a bodyguard turned CEO in 3 years of a record label. You don't do that shit just by working your way to the top.
Facts. Well, Ray J's respected, and I think it's time he gets his flowers. So I just wanted to make sure we do that for him. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the guy. I hit it first.
Is that how it went?
Some shit like that.
I don't think so.
They say I hit like 10 times.
But I mean,
I remember Sexy Can I? Yeah, that was the song.
Sexy can I? Ray J had some hits, man. Listen, Ray J had some hits. I want to talk about Toronto slang a little bit.
Yeah.
Toronto slang, you've seen, this is more of a local thing, so U.S. listeners, keep up.
Sure.
Just keep up.
Keep up
You've seen the rise in popularity of Toronto slang. You've seen the white media outlets exploit the black
Yes, they have.
personalities.
Yes, they have.
And you've seen this rise of Toronto slang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vice wrote an article.
Oh, God.
And I fuck with Vice. I'm not gonna lie. I fuck with Vice.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Wait, why not?
They left Toronto they left Canada market. That's big.
True.
Two,
Okay.
like, I don't know. I just feel like they're all a bunch of hipster white people.
I'm with you.
I don't know how the office looks, but just based on the TV.
I'm with you.
Channel,
Perceptually.
Yeah, it's all like hipster white
And
people.
perception is very powerful.
And on TV.
You're saying a bunch of hotep white people?
Yes. That's what
Um,
I think they are down there. It could be all black.
We could be
people,
wrong.
we know exactly.
We could be dead
I
wrong.
just say from my perception, like you said.
we're giving our views.
To be clear. The room.
For the room. So Vice wrote an article, and Vice said, and this might double down on your point that it's a bunch of liberal hotep, WIPIPO. No, because they're cool. I fuck with them. I'm not gonna lie, but it says Toronto slang isn't new. It's black.
Okay, so don't say that.
No, I agree with that. I'm not going in here with some negative connotations the way you are.
I'm not. I just say it's a new black.
But I mean, I want to talk about Toronto slang a little bit, just in general. Like, what the rise in its popularity, is that something that bothers you? Is that something that, what are your thoughts on it? Because we know where it's derived from. It's derived from, colored people, black people.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's derived from a lot of Caribbean languages. It's derived from, a lot of African languages as well.
Again, Toronto, especially, is a big cooking pot. We know where we're from here.
Cooking pot? You mean like melting pot?
Yeah, cooking pot. Holy.
Is it a melting pot though? What does that mean?
Just make sure, because when everything melts, it all mixes together.
I thought a melting pot means like, in the United States, where they teach you United States is a melting pot, because although it has everything in it, everyone only identifies as American.
Oh, that's what it is?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought melting pot was just because you push shit in and they all melt together. They all
Maybe.
mix in.
I thought it was tossed salad. Possibly.
No, that's a different... Oh, I think it was something else.
Wow. Anyways, man. No, but I feel you. Let's use the wrong term.
Toronto mixes with everyone. Like, we take slang from everywhere, and that's why Toronto slang is... What was your original question?
I said the rising popularity of
Do
it.
I like it? I like it.
Do you like the fact that it is rising? Do you like the fact that you're seeing the local news outlets of the world try to kind of joke around about it?
Yes.
You don't feel like it's exploitation, not exploitation, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Everyone's going to exploit whatever's popular.
Right.
So, you know what? I just like that it's on the map, and everyone's saying, this is Toronto. This is how they speak. This is their slang.
You don't mind, and this is going to be a broader question to hip-hop as well. You don't mind hip-hop being pop, if you get the comparison I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I get what you say. Yeah, I don't mind it.
Okay.
Does it affect you? Do you
No.
like it?
No,
I just want it puts Toronto on the map. It shows that we are more. Shout out to Drake for doing a lot of it. The Raptors for helping.
Drake did a lot of it. Obviously, the Raptors winning.
Yeah,
And for those that are wondering, like, what does Toronto slang sound like?
I wish I had a list.
Very similar to things that you would hear in UK slang.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has watched Top Boy at this point, so you're gonna hear a lot of similar slang to that kind of stuff.
A big one is buckets. Oh my god, I hate when I see buckets on Instagram. Bleacher Report was on Katie's birthday. Like, oh, he was a walking bucket from high school.
He's a bucket. I'm like, fam,
first of
no.
all, for everyone listening, bucket in Toronto is not a good thing. So if someone calls you a bucket, in basketball it's a good thing. In Toronto it's not. And we read the word bucket. When you say someone's a bucket, we read that totally different.
I just hope it doesn't infiltrate Toronto slang in that people start using bucket in a good way. I just don't want that to happen. Like, a bucket is a bucket is a bucket.
But basketball's a good thing.
Fuck that. That's not, no.
KD's a bucket.
No, KD, well, it depends how you view him, but, you know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, Toronto slang is a lot of, like, man's, them, this, ting, that.
Exactly. Just,
I don't want to get into the full.
It's just, Other words identify other words. If that makes
Pretty
sense.
much. But I'm for it. I don't mind the rise in Toronto slang. Just as long as people know where it came from.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Go listen to Bacardi slang by Cardinal Official.
See, that's the thing.
If you want, because it's all still relevant today. That's fucking
If you're
hilarious.
from Toronto,
This guy wrote the Bible.
He did actually. I remember listening to that song recently. A few weeks ago, I actually listened to that song. In Toronto, we all know where these slangs arise from. Like, it's never an argument. Someone say, "Oh man, then where did it come from?" Everyone say, "Oh, it's Jamaican." Easy.
Yes.
But the problem I hate is when you go like if I was going to like New York and someone tried to fight me, it's a Toronto slang. I'm like, okay, but in Toronto they will identify it as a Jamaican slang that they just adopted. Like that thing about Toronto, we adopt slang and we're like, okay, we're cool to say it's not really our word, and I like that. It's not like buck tea. We keep buck tea.
But I don't like buck tea.
It's a Somalian word actually.
Okay.
But and I don't think it really yeah.
Every time we talking about more times, we don't even know what more times means. More times we rock pressure.
More times. We say more times a lot.
Come correct. More times y'all think it's the hot shit. You haven't heard nothing yet. Differently. Still, you know. The circle getting ill, you know. Step on the wrong body booth, you might get killed, you know. So every time you walk through the dance, tell her you excuse me. Telling the Juvia like a style, she's talking about abuse me.
Yo, Cardinal, that's a classic, man. That is a classic. That song is a fucking classic. Say what you will.
He also has the other one where he was repping Toronto neighborhoods too.
Which was that? Tita, oh,
repping
everywhere I go. No. All right, man. All right, man. Shout out to Toronto. Let's move on. Let's move on to some shout outs. We got a few shout outs in order.
Yes.
First shout out is in order to Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yes, his real name is actually Jeffrey. I know that.
It is Jeffrey.
His son's name is his son Jeffrey.
Did he?
One of his sons named Jeffrey, first name.
I can't believe none of his sons made it.
Yeah, man, it's pressure.
Facts.
You think Bronny's gonna make it?
Bronny? 1,000%. That kid is nice.
I think so too.
No, Bronny's nuts.
He's shooting threes like it's
Bronny is nuts.
He's only in grade 9.
Bronny's nuts. Holy shit. But Michael Jordan, this happened, I believe, earlier, I think mid-October, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Jordan, he donated $7.2 million. This was in order to build 2 health clinics in his hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina. He said, "I can only give in gratitude for what I can never repay."
Damn. That's bars.
Let me get this motherfucker some bars, dog. Hey, he might have bars.
You think so? I think that's a publicist.
He might have bars. "I can only give in gratitude for what I can never repay."
That is definitely a publicist.
Jordan said during a Thursday ceremonial ribbon cutting for the donation. He also got emotional during the cutting and said the project was an important one for providing proper health care for undeserved communities. Together, the 2 clinics will provide primary care, social work, behavioral, oral health, and physical therapy services, and are anticipated to serve 35,000 people over the next 5 years. One of the facilities, which is the Novant Health Michael Jordan Family Clinic on Freedom Drive, opened 3 weeks ago. I guess this would have been mid-September. And the second clinic is expected to be built on Charlotte's Statesville Avenue. Just a shout out to Michael Jordan on that one. Please go ahead.
He says Stephen Curry is not even halfway to being a Hall of Famer.
He's joking.
You thought he was joking?
No, he was.
Okay, I saw I only saw text. So I only imagine how.
So basically, Michael Jordan, because he's an owner, he's not allowed to say active players are Hall of Famers. Otherwise, he'd be fined $250,000.
Yo, that's a lot of money.
So you'll notice that when he says definitely not a Hall of Famer, he starts to crack up because he's like, bro, obviously this guy's a fucking. You know what I'm saying? Because Magic cleared it up. Magic is one of the best tweeters.
Yo,
he doesn't have a filter.
He got the Twitter fingers.
He just lets them go.
He got the fingers for real.
So he basically said, guys, so you know, Jordan was joking. He's an owner. He's not allowed to say it. And then when I rewatched the clip with that context, watch the clip again.
See, I didn't see the clip. All I saw was a quote from him. No shout out to Bleacher Report for not showing how not seeing it in context. All I saw was a clip
But I mean, the clip floated around first, so that's fair, right? The clip floated around first. Everyone's like, "This guy's tripping. He's hating again. He did it to Kobe. He did it to Bron."
That would make sense. I can't really say he's a Hall of Famer, but
You know what I'm saying?
Rush, yes.
But yeah, if you do find the clip, watch it again. And for anyone listening that has watched the clip, go watch that clip again with the context that he's joking and that he's not allowed to say it.
And then you see his body language.
And he'd be like, definitely not a Hall of Famer. and then Ahmad Rashad or whoever was interviewing him starts cracking up even more.
Because they know too.
Because they know
they know that
come on, they know what it really is. But shout out to Michael Jordan. Let me give him a round of applause again. Salute to him. Second shout out is in order. I thought we talked about this. I feel like this happened like 3 weeks ago at this point. But fuck it, we're gonna talk about it again. Issa Rae, salute to her, shout out to her, because the Insecure creator, Issa Rae, has teamed up with Atlantic Records to launch a new label called Raedio.
Is that show still on TV?
I think she's coming up with a new season soon.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Shout out to her. I don't watch
Raedio is spelled like her last name, Rae, Raedio. She says music has always been an essential part of every project that I do, and working with emerging talent is a personal passion. Radio allows me to continue that work within the music industry and audio entertainment space. Atlantic Records team are innovators in terms of shifting and shaping culture. I'm excited to join forces with them to discover new artists, she said in a statement. I don't watch Insecure. Do you watch it?
I think I watched like the first episode. I couldn't get into it.
I've been told she breaks a lot of music on there, or she puts a lot of lesser known music that eventually gets a little bit more popular.
Shout out to her.
If that's her track record on Insecure, shout out to her. And it makes sense as to why she'd want to extend it to an actual label. So
Sure.
Listen, man, that's good stuff for her. Shout out to her. Final shout out is more obligatory than anything. OVO, October's very own. I don't even know what day it was.
It was on 24th.
What'd you do? Was that a blood sign? Oh, nigga, that's a blood sign. Whoa, damn.
OVO, guys, OVO.
I'm like, this nigga throwing John Wall up in here.
No.
Got John Wall next to me throwing up gang signs and shit. What day did you say?
October 24th.
October
That was
24th.
Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
He turned 33 years old?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or 34?
He's 86.
Something like that. So 4 then,
So 34.
right?
Yeah, I don't know why I know this, but he's 34 then.
I don't know, I guess.
He's 86, so I know for sure he's 86.
No, 2020 he would turn 34. So he's
Oh, sorry,
33.
Yes.
Listen, Jesus died at age 33.
That's
That 33 shots from twin Glocks, 6 in the piece is 32, which means one of my guns was holding 17, 27 hit your crew, 6 went into you. But listen,
that
man,
makes no sense, but okay.
that actually makes a lot of sense. Obligatory shout out to Drake. Happy belated birthday to October's very own. Quick top of your head, favorite Drake album, go.
Views.
Damn,
You
I'm
said
going.
quick top of my head. I couldn't think of that. I do want the one with him on the
The one with the clouds.
No, the one. Actually, that was about.
That's my favorite one.
No, the one with him. So far, not so far gone. Is So Far Gone?
So Far Gone is 09. That's the one he re-released.
No. It's the one where he's like he has a drink in his hand and he's sitting.
Oh,
on the table.
that's
See, I can't see. I was so saying that's why I said views because I couldn't think of it.
damn. I don't know which one that. I don't know what.
I don't know. It's me was my favorite album.
Take Care.
Take Care. Yes.
Take Care. Take Care.
See, but I say views because that's what I can think of.
Mine is Nothing Was the Same. All right, let's get into this new music report. It's been a very weak fourth quarter.
It's been really weak.
I will say. I thought fourth quarter was gonna go nuts,
Kanye
and we
spiced
still.
it up a little, but
He did. I will
but
say
it's
he
still
did.
Weak.
Maybe. Do you remember early in the year? Was it March or April when Khaled dropped, and then all the music that came out after that?
It was fire.
Do you think everyone was just waiting for Jesus is King to drop?
And now they can drop their stuff because now everyone's wages and all.
Very possible.
It's very possible. You are interested.
Very possible. But first, as usual, let's shout out Boozy Fade,
Shout out to
providing us with that list of new music that has come out for the week. Again, they get a good 80-85% of the projects that have dropped.
Yes, sir.
So let's get into those, and then we'll get a little bit more in depth into the ones that we actually listen to.
Yes.
So what's on this list?
Your boy Guapdad, 4,000.
Guapdad 4,000.
2-piece from Russ. Did you hear about that?
He did. He got two. Did you see the video?
I saw the video, yeah.
Russ got him.
Yeah,
Russ got him still.
Russ got those hands.
But nonetheless, he released a project, Guapdad 4000. That one's called Dior Deposits.
Akon dropped another album called Akonda.
Did he?
Yes.
Shit, I didn't even see that one. Smoke DZA, Benny the Butcher, and Pete Rock. That one's called Statue of Limitations with the New York Liberty, what do you call that thing? Statue of Liberty?
Statue of Liberty. What do you call that?
Statue of Liberty on the front cover. I know 38 Spesh came out with one called 1994.
Hood Celebrity. She came out with something called You Know the Vibes.
I don't know who that is.
She's a Jamaican artist.
Okay, true. Ye Ali came out with Jody. Actually, I should check that out.
Tank
Did he come out with something?
came out with something called Elevation. Well, when his name was all over the news, he had to drop something.
Good for him. Good for him.
I love that.
Why not, man? Why not?
Do your thing, Tank. Do your thing.
That's kind of it for albums in terms of what I recognize
Me
on this
too.
list. In terms of singles, we do have quite a few singles that came out. Frank Ocean dropped.
Yes,
I heard it was garbage.
I don't miss Frank Ocean.
I heard it was garbage.
Unfortunately.
So
Roddy Ricch featuring Gunna, Start With Me.
you bumped that?
No. Actually, I heard a little bit of Roddy Ricch's part. I kind of liked it.
Okay.
I like Roddy Ricch.
True that. Roddy Ricch, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh no, I'm thinking about someone completely different. Never mind. Tinashe's at it again. She released one with Miss Banks or MS Banks. I don't know who that is. That one's called Die a Little Bit. Logic featuring Down to Earth came out with one called OCD.
Down to Earth actually sounds really good. He because of this song, I actually like Down to Earth.
Okay.
I've never heard of him before, but I like it.
Dope. That's dope. Why not? Lizzo featuring Ariana Grande. Good as Hell remix.
Tyga featuring YG and Santana.
Wait, who?
Mamacita.
Who?
Tyga.
Tyga. I'm trying to find the clip. I can't find it in time. Damn. I can't find it in time at all. Fuck it. Moving on.
Davido featuring Popcorn came out with a song called Risky.
True.
Doja Cat, Moo, Who Doesn't Shower and Drink Water.
Now, I will say that Doja Cat, if it's the same video that's floating around of her quote unquote rapping like Nicki, which I think she is, and I think it's okay to make that comparison. We do it with men all the time. And it's not taking away anything from Doja. It's just it
sounds like Nicki.
It sounds like Nicki. If it is that, smoked it.
Okay.
I never bumped the song yet though, but there's a video floating around of Doja Cat looking like Roman Reloaded type Nicki, and just smoking the fuck out of that track.
Okay,
so
I have to listen to this.
I wonder if that's the song. I'm curious. Smino came out with a song called Trina.
Okay.
K Michelle came out with a song called The Rain.
It's raining.
OT Genesis came out with a song called Big Shot.
And the Ponders featuring IDK came with a song called Jurassic.
Interesting.
That's what I got.
And then Meg the Stallion came out with a song called Ride or Die. I don't think I mentioned that. And a new Houdini track, or Burner Bands featuring Houdini.
Yep.
That one's
Shouts to
called
Toronto.
West Ties. You know what I mean? So, a couple projects that have come out this week. Now, I'm sure, as you guys can anticipate, we're going to be talking about Kanye for a majority. And we didn't even say that for a majority of this new music segment. But before we get into the Kanye, let's talk about the other projects. So you bumped Akon's Akonda.
Yes. So this will be done in and out in 2 minutes. That's what I said.
This guy said that's what I said. Oh no. Damn, it's Sunday football, damn it.
Jeez. First thing I did was go to the track list and look at the titles. I'm not even lying to you. I'm not going to repeat what happened last time. It's not going to happen to me again.
Yo, this guy looked at the track list and it was like, saw the Spanish the first time. We were like, hey. But this time,
rise and shine.
you did not see any Spanish on this list.
It was all actually Afrobeats, like a lot of people I've heard of from the African music.
Okay.
So before I even listen, I'm going to go Google it. And I found this quote from an interview where Akon did a few years ago. And he said, "My dream was to always put out multiple albums under multiple genres because I feel like I had fan bases that were very diverse.
Okay.
Like, not all my fans listen to hip-hop, and not all of them listen to R&B, and all of them listen to Latin music. So I make one for every, scope and genre that I've met of my fans throughout the years.
Well, let's give a shout out to Akon for living his dreams.
That he has 4 albums dropping, and he's already dropped 2 of them. El Negrito, this one being which was a Latin album.
Yes.
Akonda, which was more Afrobeat, if you listen to it, and he has 2 more on the way, hip hop and R&B hits called Connect, and one that was just going to be all star features, and that's called The Connection. I don't know when they dropped.
Okay.
As for this album, I liked 2 songs off it. I think there was like 6 or 8 songs on it. That's about it.
True that.
I wouldn't suggest anyone listen to it unless you really like Afrobeats. You might find a few tracks you like. If you're not into Afrobeats,
how would it compare to some of the Afrobeat projects that did do a little bit more popular this year thus far?
It's weak.
Okay.
This is a pop star making Afrobeats.
You got it.
I know. No offense. It doesn't sound bad. It's just, you know, it's like a pop star making a rap track. It's just kind of like you like, okay, I get it, but
it's like when Bieber did the Many Men remix.
There we go. It's like,
like, listen, man, it's
just but like leave it to the professionals.
I got you.
All this. So that's what I'm gonna say. Akon, you're a pop star. Leave the selective music to the people that make specific genres.
Okay.
Did you listen to anything else?
Yeah, I listened to a couple of projects, 3 projects before we get into the Kanye, but 3 projects that really only take 2 minutes to discuss. Gotcha. Guapdad 4000 with Dior Deposits.
Listen to this.
LA rap, man. It's not as good as Buddy. Not quite as good as Buddy, but kind of in that direction where it's not... The breakdown of each song is not just hook, bar, hook, bar, hook, bar. It's more like, you know, beat change, sing, hook, sing, hook, rap hook. Beat pause, beats. So it is a little bit all over the place. I will say it didn't really gravitate me towards it. It didn't really make me sit down and say, yo, this is fire. But it was definitely music I could have on in the background.
Oh, okay.
You know, while I, you know, whatever I'm doing, if I'm, you know, I might as well just play the clip just because it kind of naturally rolled into that. If I'm
back home smoking legal,
or, you know, if I'm cleaning the house or whatever it may be, I can just have it on, not have to focus too much on the actual lyrics themselves, and still enjoy what's being played, right? Okay. In terms of the project itself, I think it was a full-length one. Yeah, so 13 songs at 42 minutes. We have a couple of names on here. Slimmy B, I don't know who that is. We have Tory Lanez on here. G-Eazy. Okay. We have Chance the Rapper on here, and Charlie Wilson's also on that track. We got E40 on a track with Nefta Pharaohs on there as well. We got Mozzie on a track. We got Key, Maxo Cream, and Denzel Curry on a track.
He got some lineup.
Yeah, that one's called Isaiah. That might be the song of the album for me. Let me play a little bit of that one.
Two-tone diamonds by the...
She said that pussy tastes like ice cream and I'm finna eat sorbet. If my brother got that chopper, bet his enemies on skates. Yeah, I'm a Gucci, my wrist frosted. My mind, I almost lost it. My main bitch got that test back, so she know that she ain't caught shit. We just...
LA rap, right? Denzel Curry comes in and does his thing.
For the po-po to the law, come get me.
I think that was Maxo Cream. Hold up.
Sorry, Jan.
Smash your whip like I'm Crash Bandicoot, then get my bands of cool. Bands of blue from what they hand to you, my guap is tangible. Saying to you, my shit's phenomenal, I'm a phenomenon. Back in the days, my boys was starving and it wasn't Ramadan.
I like Denzel, man. I like Denzel a lot. Maxo Cream smoked it. I didn't think Maxo Cream could handle this kind of beat. But he smoked it.
I be selling flat jacks like I have been. I'm a scummy nigga though, hard away for the penny. Screaming for the po-po to the law, come get me. I'm sorry, Jan. Put some of my posture, my etiquette proper. Flipping the dropper. Convertible dropper, it came with a chopper. Write me a script and I go to the...
Very, very enjoyable song. That's nice. That's for goddamn sure. But I mean... Listen at your own risk in terms of the entire project, but you could definitely pinpoint some songs in here that you will like. Okay, I like the Chance feature. I like the Isaiah track that I just played with Maxo Cream and Denzel. The Tory track is all right. There's a track with Buddy on here as well. Okay. There's a track with Six Lack as well. He got some stuff. Yeah, he has a lineup on here, man. He has a lineup on here, and he does that all in 13 tracks. So... you know, worth the intrigue, but make your own decision on it.
So
is what I would say.
I might find a few tracks I like. I know that for sure.
Again, Dior Deposits by Guapdad 4000. The other two projects, automatic downloads, man. Smoke Dizza, Benny the Butcher, Pete Rock, Statue of Limitations. You already know what you're getting with that. Boom Bap, the Butcher coming, nigga. You know what I mean? Like Smoke Dizza. You have the rest of Griselda on there. Come on, auto download. Need I say more? The 38 Spesh one, you definitely want to get that as well.
That name before, but like, now I see it written down. I kind of feel like I've never seen it, but I've heard
38 Spesh is amongst the same realm as the Smoke Dizzas and the Benny the Butchers and the Conways and the, you know what I mean? He fits into that same gritty boom bap type of rap, New York rap type of flow. He released one called 1994. As you can imagine, it has classic beats from 1994. And when the album started like this, I was like, I'm already dialed in. You can't, because New York State of Mind is probably my favorite Nas beat. So he has that on there. He has Warning. He has Mass Appeal. He has
Mass Appeal. That Google has like 5 minutes.
No. The beat.
Oh.
He has a few other songs on here. Bring the Pain in terms of recognizable beats. Very enjoyable project. High level rapping on here. You do have your typical names on here as well. Oh, Chez Noir. Chez Noir is nice. Chez Noir is nice.
She's a rapper?
She's a rapper.
Chasing that buzz on the corner. I'm not a flashy type of chick. I'm too rugged to date a rapper. Or these bum ass niggas that y'all bitches be chasing after. Drop Thriller to hunt. I ain't making it safe for rappers. Build up the shoes and use my shoelaces to hang a rapper. Y'all let a female rapper come and change up the rules. From the school of hard knocks, yeah, my grades is the proof. Real life is just something.
Super hard, super enjoyable. You know, Benny the Butcher's on here. You have your typical names. Corey Guns is on here as well.
Corey Guns still makes music.
So we got a few names, man. We got a few names. Definitely some good hip hop. Download both projects. That's 38 Spesh with 1994 and Smoke Dizza, Benny the Butcher, Pete Rock, Statue of Limitations. Now, we're about at the hour mark, roughly. Let's talk about Kanye West. Jesus is king.
You know, let's finally thank the Lord he got this album.
This guy said, thank the Lord. This guy's already enticed by Kanye. Jesus is king.
I thought this album was not going to come out, to be honest. That's why I didn't want to talk about it last week. I didn't think we talked about it last week.
I don't think we did.
Because I think he already said he was going to release it. I was like, nah, I'll wait till I see it.
Now, when it didn't come out at midnight, I knew what he was going to do already. You knew it was going to be late.
He always does that. Last 3 albums have been like that.
He doesn't want a midnight release. He wants a noon release so people can talk about it on social media.
While they're all awake?
Exactly. So that wasn't a surprise to me when it came out. Sorry, when it came out late, I knew people were falling for it already. But, I mean, what did you think about the album?
I wasn't surprised by it. It's what I expected.
You listened to the quote unquote leaked albums.
That was way better, by the way. But
you did though.
I did
multiple times.
Only once, actually.
Okay, fair enough. Now, I was gonna say the tone of it, the sound of it.
You think it sounded like that?
I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like this is a very obvious statement. I feel like we're in a new era of a Kanye sound, and I feel like the sound started at Pablo.
Yeah, we are.
And I feel like Pablo was the peak of that sound.
I agree. Yeah, he could never hit what Pablo did.
Yeah, but of new era Kanye.
I know exactly what you're saying, though.
Yeah,
but it feels like of everything he's come out since Pablo's just been the bar.
Yes,
and he's never been even come close to that bar.
Yeah, and it's obviously not the Twisted Fantasy 808 era Kanye. That's a whole different, and it's not the late registration college dropout. That's a different
I know exactly
Kanye, in my opinion, as well.
It's his 3rd trimester.
Yeah. Oh wow. Let me give you that one. Why not? But I mean, it's what we expected. A Christian album.
Did you like this album?
Gospel album. When I first listened to it, I was allowing myself to follow the court of public opinion.
Oh, I feel like that.
So everyone was like, "Oh, it's trash," da da da, and I'm like, "No, I don't need to listen to this shit." Right? So I heard when I first heard it, I'm like, "Man, I don't like this shit, man. Don't." But I'm like, you know what? Hashtag do better. I can do better than this.
I feel you.
I can do better than this. Like I can form my own opinion on this album. So I listened to it with my own ears. I listened to it today. I want to say I listened to it about 4 times.
Okay.
Through and through.
27 minutes.
27. I think 11 songs, 27 minutes.
Yeah.
And the intro and outro you can do without. So nine songs, 24 minutes, or 23 minutes, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was okay.
See, that's what I was the same way. The first time I listened to it, I was like, man, this thing's whack. But then after I listened, like, I kind of enjoyed myself a little bit. Like, I didn't 100% say this was whack when I was listening to it. Like, some song I was like, you know what? I was listening, I was bumping. I was like, you know what? And then to again, I'm like, it's not bad. It's just not what I'm used to from Kanye, I guess.
Yes.
And I'm just, I feel like other gospel rappers out there that make better music than Kanye.
Well, I wouldn't know where to find. I mean, I would know where to find them, but I wouldn't explore them personally. I don't feel like I don't listen to gospel, quote unquote, should be a reason to not listen to this album.
Not at all.
I don't think. I think it's still very much hip hop. I do think that
it's not listen to anything. Like, music is not just about the content, the lyrical content.
But I mean, I'm talking more so for familiarity reasons, right? I think it's still very much hip hop.
It is,
especially Kanye based hip hop, sample based hip hop, more soul based hip hop. That's what Kanye has done his entire career.
It is.
Actually, right now on BKC Blank Canvas Creatives, Deeper Darker Criminal Link. Yeah, I mean. But if you check that page right now on Facebook, you will see a Kanye challenge on there. Just some super fire playlists that are being offered by the members up in there. And again, that's a space by creatives for creatives. My goodness, the playlists that are being provided.
I see those playlists.
Yeah. And again, this challenge was a playlist produced by Kanye. So you're getting a lot of flavor on that shit. But Kanye has always been of these types of sounds, so it's not unfamiliar in that sense. I think the messaging is a little bit more direct. God, Jesus, yes. God, Jesus, God, Jesus, hallelujah, da 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 da. A little bit more direct, and I think that's where it kind of gets that gospel feel. Yep. But I would say the album was good. I mean, it was good.
Yeah,
I think it was a good album.
Yeah, there was one part where he's on track number 8, hands on. He goes, What have you been hearing from the Christians? They'll be the first to judge me.
Right.
That was my only one problem with this album, which is I don't know Kanye's true intentions. Like, is he just doing this for the money, or did he actually find a home in the church, and he's now using what he knows to connect with the church? And
now, you and I had asked this question kind of at not the inception of Sunday services, but right around that time, it was really starting to become mainstream, for lack of a better word, like you said, with the merch being offered by Kanye. But I almost asked the question: does it matter? Like, we're judging the art. We're not judging the person. I've already gone past judging the person. You know what I'm saying? And I think maybe that's why I don't enjoy Kanye as much. I don't know if it's the sound has changed, or I don't know if it's because my judgment of the person is no longer as favorable, but I'm already past that.
Okay.
So I don't need to know if he's really I don't care. I really don't care.
I want to, because people take this stuff seriously, and if imagine someone trying to use the black, and we kind of white people for doing this, they try to use black to make money. That's what I see. People take religion seriously, like life or death. So I'm gonna support them on their stuff. That, I won't mess with your stuff. Like, I'm not gonna make a mockery of what you take seriously. So I just hope he's not trying to make a mockery of.
Now, I did see something on Facebook. This was from, apparently it was a pastor. Again, it's Facebook. It could all be for show.
For likes.
But it was a pastor that had said, thank you, Kanye. Because of your album, I'm having conversations with people about Jesus that I could have never had this conversation with. People's minds are opened a little bit. And then someone responded saying, well, it's just a fad. I was like, fuck, man. I see. Well, I mean, in terms of the interest.
Oh.
In terms of, like, younger people being interested because it's a fad.
But then eventually some people stay and some people leave.
And I think at that point, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're saying, like,
mission accomplished. As for the album itself, I mean, I wouldn't really say there's many standout songs. I think Closed on Sunday is very annoying. You're my Chick-fil-A. Why would I want to be your racist organization that hates black people
and gay people?
Yeah. Why? Anyways, I thought On God was pretty good.
On God, I didn't like it. I was okay. I liked the track number 3, Follow God.
Follow God.
That's when I felt like the old. Kanye,
that's when it just like kind of started to sound nice.
Like, no, you push your buttons like type right. This is like a movie, but it's really very lifelike.
That one was okay. The Ty Dolla $ign track, Everything We Need.
Yeah, I like that track.
I'm trying to remember that one. I just don't want to, YouTube to take it down. They probably already will, but I like that one. That one did remind me of the Kids See Ghosts Yay type of Kanye. Yes. I really like the Clips track.
Yeah,
really like the Clips track.
Back on one track.
I saw someone had either tweeted or, and this may have been, oh man, it's my guy. I forgot his name for a second. He tweeted. I think it was him that tweeted it. He's like, I never really realized how much. No Malice, obviously his name is No Malice now. I never really realized how much No Malice sounds exactly like Jaden Smith when rapping. And I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And then I bumped No Malice's part, and I was like,
they give you on this road, watch me faith walk. Just hold on to your brother when his faith lost.
And he does sound like Jaden.
And I'm like, this nigga really sound like Jaden.
I
feel insulted because No Malice is nice.
Yes, he is.
You know what I'm saying?
Now come right now and say he sound like Jaden.
Oh man, how we doing that? How we doing that to No Malice? I mean,
all in all,
yeah.
I just think it's an album about God by Kanye West. Period. Like that's the way I'll tell you the album is.
Let's try to assume the numbers though, because they were talking about it on the Joe Budden podcast at first, and Joe Budden was like, "This might not even crack 200," and they were saying like, "You're nuts." If Ye did what 180?
Ye did 180. I don't remember.
160. What did Ye do? 220. No more than 220. But I remember it was like it was right around 180ish, if I'm not mistaken. And we assumed that was a 6 or 7 song album, and this one is almost double the length. We would have to assume at least almost double the numbers. So Parks was like, I wouldn't be surprised if this was 400.
No.
And that's what I'm thinking.
No.
Now I'm thinking nah, but I'm thinking nah. But what I'm also thinking is, I've already played this album 4 times. And I still feel inclined to listen to it. Not because I love it, but because, like you said, I can enjoy it. Like it has a weird level of enjoyment to it, where I'm not loving it, but I'm really enjoying it.
Good produced music.
I bumped it twice in the shower, fam.
It's good produced music.
I think that's what it is.
Like there's movies like I like, and I'm like, this is not even that great of a movie.
Like what's his name? Christopher. What's the guy's name? The director that makes all.
Nolan?
Is that him? Yeah.
Like the movies like. I don't know.
You can appreciate like it's like for me, and I'm not trying to diss.
Yeah.
It's like me with Marvel movies.
You just don't like it.
I don't give a fuck about Marvel. I don't give a fuck. But I can watch a superhero movie, nice action scenes. I know it's high level HD, produced nice.
High quality,
I won't go out of my way to watch it. But if it's playing, I'm sitting and I'm watching.
Yeah, exactly. Because you understand, you can still enjoy it just for the amount of work that went to make a movie like this.
Yes, and I think
that's how you feel about the album too.
And I think the length of time also has something to do with it as well.
Very short,
very digestible. Right? Remember we hated that from Kanye, and he set the blueprint, man. Fuck, we can't even hate on that.
I think he's gonna do. I think maybe north of 200 though. I think
over under
210.
I was gonna say over under 250. Yeah, I'm thinking right in that 220 range. I mean, that's the number that came to my mind at first. What would be a number that would not surprise you?
150? You mean lower or high?
High. Sorry, my apologies.
Okay. 300 wouldn't surprise me.
400 wouldn't surprise me, man. I don't know why.
400 would surprise me. If Post is doing 400, And Drake is doing 600.
No, Drake did like 8.
Yeah, Drake did 50.
Cole did 4.
Yeah, Cole's doing. Cole did 4.
Cole did 4. Cole did 410, I think, and then Post did like 450.
Yeah, 400 will surprise me. People are not checking for Kanye anymore. I know people that really said, I'm not even going to listen to this album. And then now that people see it's Jesus is King, more people are going to be like, well, now I'm obviously not going to listen because I'm not.
Fair. But there is that crowd that says, I love this album. That's also the same crowd that loved Ye.
Yeah. That's
right? So
I love Kanye. I'm going to listen to whatever Kanye does 10 times, 100 times. I still listen to Pablo.
But I guess they love, like you said, the third trimester of Ye. And I don't love third trimester Ye, but...
I love Ye from all this whole pregnancy.
Let me give you that one as well. Stop. Okay, so I think our number projections are right around the same, 200-ish, 210-ish, 220-ish. Do you have a rating for the album? How many times have you listened, first of all?
Probably like 5 or 6 times, I'll say.
Okay, yeah, so we're right around the same. I'm in that 3-4 range.
I will give it right now...
Hard. It's very hard to rate.
I like the production.
Hard to rate.
But then some songs I'm just like, this was unnecessary. And like some lyrics or some...
Naturally, you have sliders, right? So you got to just amalgamate all that information and give me a
rating. 7.5 right now. First week, 7.5.
Okay.
It might go up and down by next week.
My number was 6.5.
Okay.
And that's only because that third trimester Ye rating is too low. It's too low. It's like it's like a point guard having a 0 passing rating and 99 everything else. His 2K rating is 80.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That one important fact you need.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Although I did enjoy it.
Fair enough. Thank you. That's possible. I did not like Ed Sheeran. I think Ed Sheeran's album was crap, but I still enjoyed the fuck out of that shit.
Damn. Them ones. Okay. That's really all I had about Kanye, Jesus is King.
Me too.
I would say everyone, I would recommend people listen to it and kind of, again, form their own opinion.
Yes.
I think there's a beauty in that, and forming your own opinion is something that we should try to do more often.
I agree.
Now, before we get off of this music potpourri, let's ask that final question. What is in your rotation, sir?
You want me to start this?
I will. I'll start this. So... let me go here and see what I've been listening to. So I've been listening to Dissect podcast.
Okay.
I don't know. You probably have heard of it because it's been advertised everywhere nowadays. They go into one album in super depth and they talk about it song by song. So the latest season, they're talking about Kendrick Lamar's Damn.
Damn.
And I'm on the first 2 episodes, or I just finished the second episode, and it was more background stuff. So episode 1, they talked about Good Kid, Mad City, and just the trials and tribulations that Kendrick went through, and how it related to the album, and how it is the album, his life. And then it went to Pimp a Butterfly next, and it was like, you need to hear this before we even talk about Damn, because Damn is very, it's very important to know the backstory. So I'm curious to see how they talk about the album.
So every season is one album?
Every season is one album. So and I think they're on season 5. I think their previous season was Igor.
Okay.
Igor, yes. I thought it was Flower Boy for a second because I think they had an image of Flower Boy, or a flowered image at the very least. But I think they're talking about Igor. Okay. So it's very interesting. I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it. Maybe just picking an album that you like. You get a lot of backstory about artists that you may not have known about. But I like that one a lot, so that's in my rotation for sure. I've been bumping, obviously, as a result of that, Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. Sade, Love Deluxe, love that one right there. What else have I been bumping? Revenge of the Dreamers 2 by Dreamville. I went back and I bumped Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Bumped a little bit of the Kevin Gates project. I'm Him. What's someone called? It's me. I'm him. I'm him. And then a bunch of Earth Gang. Spillage Village stuff, as well as Mirrorland. And then I went back and I bumped some JID as well.
Get off my dick.
What's that project called again? DiCaprio 2. But yeah, that's kind of it. My rotation was relatively tight. Listen to more podcasts lately. Make sure I catch up on my Extra Gravy stuff. Brilliant. Run a Tape, obviously. Need to Know. Joe Budden. Again, Dissect. I'm trying to get into. A little bit more of a podcast circuit this past week for me. What about yourself? What's in your rotation?
Let's start with Psychodrama by Dave.
Okay, sticking around.
That's one of my favorite albums. I think it came out last year. No, it came out this year.
I forgot to mention Good Brother Experience as well. Shout out my guy Reek.
Shout out to Reek. True to Myself by Lil TJ. Love that album.
You're feeling that one? Okay. That one stuck. That's dope.
I'm Him by Kevin Gates.
Yes.
Like you said. Her Story in the Making. Lil
Mama.
Young M.A. I went back and I wanted to bump one track from this mixtape, and I actually bumped the whole mixtape. Dream Chasers 2 by Meek. I just wanted to bump A1 Everything, the one that features Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
Somehow the album ended, and I said play the whole album.
Have to. DC2 is fire. I love DC2.
I was like, yo, this is why we love Meek, man. Like, we always forget that, but DC2 is fire. I guess I could say Jesus King with how many times I bumped it.
Fair.
Yeah, that's actually it. Honestly, I've just been stuck in I started creating my fall playlist. So Kirk by The Baby.
These playlists that will never come out. These private playlists. Go ahead, do your thing.
Russ and Bia, Best on Earth. Love that track.
I never bumped that track, but if Rihanna loves it, then I love it.
I love it. It's actually a pretty good track. Yeah, and then a few Nigerian tracks, some Olamide, some what you call this guy? Davido, some Burna Boy, some Mr. Easy, some Tenny. It's a little light work.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
That's what's in my rotation.
All right, so let's get off that. What's in your rotation? Okay, let's get off that music potpourri. And now let's close off the show, of course, by getting into these random motherfucking thoughts. Yeah, I mean, random thoughts, of course, is that moment we do anything random. No clue. Did we save anything? Who knows? Is there anything to even talk about? Good question. D Wade TNT. How do you feel about that leak? Keep or leak, D Wade.
Do you keep?
I like him. I like what he's doing. He has good chemistry, obviously, with Chuck and them already. Every 5 seconds he's throwing props. He's like, yo, Chuck. Touch me. Yo, he's funny. He fits well. NBA is very quick at snatching these guys up, and
they snatched thing too quick. Shaq.
Did they?
Yeah, it wasn't quick. It was like a year after Shaq retired.
Oh yeah. They did. You're right. Van Lathan got fired
from TMZ.
Yep.
Why?
He apparently had a confrontation or altercation with another person on the thing. I don't remember exactly what happened, but Van is very loud about how he believes politically, and it led to a disagreement of some sort, and he got fired.
Damn. Well,
good for Van, because
we're looking for a videographer, third voice. So if you want to come sit with us,
videographer. That's what we're doing to Van. Damn. Nah, man. I think this is good for Van. I think TMZ has been holding him back.
I think so too.
For a number of years now. I think TMZ has used Van to keep a black audience.
They have, definitely. And reason I would ever watch TMZ.
Exactly. And you know what? Fuck TMZ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Van. Hopefully he gets something lined up. And obviously he still has his Red Pill podcast. So it's all good there. I actually do have something here about Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Kevin Durant had talked about the Toronto Raptors fans. Did you see this?
On the My Fuzzy Chef?
Was it on My Fuzzy Chef?
Yes.
Okay, so Kevin Durant says, and I quote, I did not.
You should watch it, man. Of all episodes to watch, that's the only one just because it made everyone like Kevin Durant 10 times more.
But I've always liked KD, man. He's just
he felt so much more human. It was funny because he was asking who was your last crush? Who was the last person you DM'd and didn't respond? It got him a little bit more
But KD's always been like that. I guess because I watched his Hot Ones interview.
Maybe. I never watched an interview with KD.
You know what I'm saying?
When I saw KD, I always saw KD as just I keep basketball life separate and personal life separate.
Fair enough.
And I respected him for that. But so when you get a little pry into his personal life, how he feels about basketball, it was so funny.
So in that Mafuzi Chef by Serge Ibaka, which is his, I think it's on Bleacher Report.
It's on Bleacher Report,
Yeah, but obviously YouTube, you can find it or anywhere else. He had Kevin Durant on there. I didn't know it was from there, so shout out to you for that. But KD says, and I quote, "This is Toronto's first time in the finals. They treated it like a college-like atmosphere. So I understood. No hard feelings, but it was fun to take a little jab at the fans. He's cool with it. That's how I've always felt. I said, you know what, the fans were excited and they were uninformed. It was an ignorant clap, and I think once they realized what the situation was, they immediately stopped clapping.
It was just one of those we didn't hope just hope.
But you know,
he just fell a little.
A lot of people that can't really form their own opinions. Oh, fuck the Raptors! How dare they? You know what I mean?
That man after I was like, man, we just thought he slipped and he turned the ball over. We didn't actually think, oh, it would be a season-ending
facts
injury. Jazz to host the 2023 NBA All-Star game.
I'm with that.
You about going to Utah?
I'd go to Utah.
You know, I think this would be the cheapest tickets ever.
I'd go to Utah.
Weekend.
I'd go to Utah. What else do we got here? Dennis Graham in New York may or may not be an item. New York from Tiffany Pollard from Flava Flav.
Flava Flav.
If New York somehow ends up being Drake's stepmom,
that's hard.
Hard.
That's hard.
Super hard.
That's a family picture.
Facts. Somebody threw a shoe at Conor McGregor.
I see that.
Conor dodged that like it was nothing though. Conor was like, fam.
It was so hard though.
Throwing a shoe at me. I mean, like. He's like,
he went back like it was nothing.
He went back like it was nothing.
Elastic band.
I think that's all I got.
I actually didn't see anything surprising. I haven't been on social media as much anymore.
Yeah, I think that's all I got, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, in that case, please do me one favor. Cue that music. Because with that being said, that will bring us to the end, the unfortunate end of another episode of the True North Views podcast.
TNV for short.
Please continue that conversation.
Yes, sir.
By telling a friend to tell 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 a friend.
One more person.
Yeah, I mean that's 6 degrees of separation. Now, as usual, I go by the name of Harris.
You know, that my fuzzy chef, and I'm gonna end it after this. KD was my fuzzy chef. Yeah, my fuzzy chef. Ibaka was like, oh, growing up, we've learned we might take lesser roles for our team to win. And KD was like, yeah, I felt something like that. And Ibaka goes like, yeah, if you all take 4 shots a game, and then KD laughed. KD was like, if we take 4 shots a game, but we're not winning.
Facts.
And I was like, yo, that's hard.
Facts.
And KD was like, you mean? It was just funny. I think you should listen to that, man. KD was actually really funny.
KD's a killer, man. KD knows exactly who he is.
But yo, I'm the skirt master, Mr. Triple Double. Noah Sis leading his team to the NBA championship on the TTC bus. Cause we all off that turnstile. Call me JustShola.
It's been a great one. It's been episode 77. Everything comes full circle, man. Please, before we sign off, just tell them that number 1 rule.
Watch out for the wastemans.
Watch out for the motherfucking wastemans. You already know what it is. Now, it's definitely Brick City. It's cold. It's raining. It's... Fuck, man. I wouldn't be...
Rainy.
Man, good luck, kids, for Halloween. Because, it's going to be cold.
You seen that meme where it's like, yo, I just want to be Spider-Man for
Not Spider-Man in a winter jacket. That's
Halloween in Toronto.
That's Toronto Halloween right there, man. But anyways, man, True North Views podcast, episode 77.
Yes, sir.
Skitty. I guess not.